everyone, and thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Today I have for you a completely different video. I haven't seen anyone else do this one, but I thought I would do it since you guys enjoyed so much my wardrobe tour. I thought I would do a tour of my bathroom wardrobe, so my bathroom cabinet. And I would show you what I have in there. It's mostly kind of skincare stuff. I don't usually store my makeup in my cabinet, but I have one here and one down below with all my hair care stuff. So I thought I would go through it with you, show you what I have. This is the stuff that I use sort of on a daily basis, or the stuff that I really love and I'm kind of always reaching out for it. I do have more stuff, but it's not stored in the bathroom because I just don't have enough space. So these are like my real favorites, but there might also be some stuff in there which I don't really love that much anymore, but it'll be a good opportunity to tell you about it as well. So I thought I would go through it with you guys. So without further ado, there's a lot to get through, so let's get started. But before that, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you already haven't. I upload it twice a week and I would love to have you back on my channel. Okay guys, so we're here in my bathroom, and actually this mirror that you can see here is actually a bathroom cabinet. If you want to see a full tour of this bathroom and the rest of my house, I will link a video that I've done recently on the screen now so that you can go and have a look. But basically, this is all that I hoard in my big bathroom cabinet. This bathroom cabinet is actually quite large because it's very tall, but it doesn't have a lot of depth, which means I need to be really organized to make sure that everything fits. So I'm just going to run you through what I have in here. This is the stuff that I use mostly on a daily basis. That's why I keep it here, so that it's kind of nice and easily accessible. But I'm also going to tell you about a few products that maybe are lying in there that I don't really love that much anymore. So we're going to start off with this bottom shelf, and here I have my Optrex eye drops, and I absolutely love these. I've mentioned them in like a favorites video before, and they're like these gel drops for really dry eyes, and I'm a contact lens wearer, so my eyes get really dry, and I love these to put them on after I've removed my makeup so that they just rehydrate my eyes and also get rid of any makeup that could have gone inside my eyes, and I really love these. You can get these at Boots. I will try and link most of the stuff that I'm talking about in the info box below so that you can get access to it if you want it. Next up here I have these masks by Mask Bar, and these are the Eye Treat Dark Circle Reducer masks, and I absolutely love these. You can never find them in Boots, so actually when I find them I always buy a few, and I've got 2 in here, plus I've got 2 in like my storage. But these are really amazing. I've got really bad under eye circles. If you want to see my video of how I correct my under eye darkness, I will link it on the screen now. But basically these are amazing, especially when I've got an event or something. They're super hydrating, makeup glides on really beautifully after you put these on. They're basically like gel pads, and you just put them underneath your eyes, leave them on for about 20 to 30 minutes, and they honestly make a difference. Like, I honestly can tell that the darkness is reduced. It isn't gone completely because that's really difficult when you have really dark under eye circles, but they definitely help. I also have this Q-Tex nail polish remover. I don't generally do my nails myself. I always go for a manicure to Marcella's, which is a brilliant place in High Street, Kensington. But if I ever do them myself, I always have nail polish remover, and it's also really handy to clean stuff around the house. Like, the kitchen counters in my kitchen stain really easily, and I actually find that the nail polish remover gets rid of all the stains. So if you haven't tried that, guys, try it on, except if you have wood on your countertops. Then, as you can see, I have a huge stock of eyelashes. I absolutely love wearing false eyelashes, and I have like different sizes, different shapes, but you can see they're all from Eyelaw and the Fleur de Force range. I always try to keep a stock just because I use them 2 or 3 times, but you know, eventually I will throw them out, and it's always good to have a few in stock just to make sure that they, I don't ever have no eyelashes left. But basically I have these ones, which are the Fleur and Fabulous, and these are the really dramatic ones she has. But even though they're really dramatic and really thick, they're still not very long, so they don't kind of go over my eyebrow because my eyes are not very wide apart in this bit here. So some eyelashes can look overly dramatic, and they actually look like a bit ridiculous on my face because they literally go over my brow. So these ones are really good when I want like a really dramatic smoky eye, maybe for the evening. These ones are her Fleur Loves, which are really nice. They're half lashes, and I actually love half lashes. I find them the most comfortable because when they go all the way into the inner corner, sometimes they really hurt, and my eyes are not too large, so the half ones are actually like 3/4 lashes for me. These ones are really nice, very natural. You can hardly tell that you're wearing them, but they do look very fluttery and a little bit longer and a little winged on the end, so they're very nice, and actually these are the ones I wear the most. And then finally I have these, which are the Petite Fleur, which are the ones I'm wearing right now, and these ones are really nice for daytime. They just add a little bit of thickness, but they're not very long at all. They literally don't look too dramatic. They just add a little bit of thickness to the lash line, and I really love these, especially for daytime, like I said. And I would say these 2 are definitely my favorite ones. I also have here these Volume Lashes by Eyelaw, and these ones are really good, but again, they're very long. I have to trim them, and if they go into my inner eye, they really hurt. And to be fair, they're a bit too long and they sort of look a bit too exaggerated on my eyes. So I don't use these that much, but if you have really large eyes, these ones are really nice as well. They're kind of similar to the Flare ones. They're not super thick. They're just kind of nice and full, but not extra dramatic. But for me, they're just too long. Here I have this blackhead eliminating cleansing lotion from Neutrogena, and I've been using these ones for years. As you can see, I've stocked up in two. There's one right here at the back as well. And basically this is like a toner. I don't use it every day, but I do use it sort of maybe twice, thrice a week. And basically this is like a blackhead removing solution. I have a lot of blackheads, especially down my T-zone, and I find that this kind of, it doesn't get rid of them, but it definitely helps to kind of close up the pores a little bit and cleanse them a little bit. It is a little drying, so I only use it on a cotton pad just down my T-zone, but I find it's actually really good and it definitely helps, and especially when I've done like a really deep cleanse, like I've sort of steamed my face and I've done like 2 or 3 masks. I like to use this to kind of close my pores and make sure that nothing else is going to get inside after I've finished all my treatments. Here I also have my Tangle Teaser, and this is my favourite hairbrush, especially when I wash my hair at home. It's really nice to comb through wet hair because I find that it kind of doesn't pull and tag on my hair. So yeah, I really love this one, and I've been using it for a long time, and I still keep it in the box. Don't ask why, but I still do. I think it's just easier to kind of stack stuff on top when it's in the box. I also have this Clarine dry shampoo, and this one is the one for really oily hair. I really like this one, although I have to say that ever since I've tried the leave-in proof dry shampoo, it's so amazing. I love the smell it leaves on my hair. This one cleanses really deeply, but I do find that it leaves a lot of white residue. You can't fully get rid of the white residue. It sort of comes out, but you do leave bits looking a little bit grey. But if you want something that's deeply going to cleanse, then this one's really good. You can get it in some independent pharmacies in London now, but you can't get it in Boots anymore. But definitely there are pharmacies that sell it. It's just that Boots don't have this anymore. Then next up I have this Toleriane, which is my cleansing lotion of choice for a long time. If you have seen my cleansing routine video, if you haven't, I will link it on screen now. Basically I do a double cleanse with this, although now I'm trying something a little bit different, but I still do my first cleanse with this dermo cleanser. It's really good, it's great for sensitive skin, and I find that it doesn't break me out, but it's really nice and creamy and gets rid of all the makeup, and you can use it on your eyes as well, so I don't use a separate cleanser for my eyes. I also have my deo here, and I've been using Shaw, this linen ultra dry one, for a long time. And it's actually quite good actually. I never used to use Shaw deodorants, but they're actually quite good and lasts all day, keeps me dry, quite a good one. Next up, I have this moisturizer by KP Duty. I will link this below. I basically have a condition called keratosis pilaris on the back of my arms, and basically that just means that I get like extra keratin production, and it causes like these little brown rough spots. So I use an exfoliant in the shower, and then I use this. I should use it every day, but to be fair, I forget half the time. But yeah, it's like a daily moisturizer, and I only use it on this bit here, which is where I have the dermatitis. And yeah, it's really, really good. It's really hydrating. It has like AHA moisturizing therapy for the skin, so it's really good. It's a little bit exfoliant, and it's also really nice and hydrating. So I've really been loving this one for a long time. Next up, I have this oil that I got from Sephora. It is a illuminating bronzing oil, and I got this when I was out in Madrid. And basically you just shake this, and as you can see, it becomes like a beautiful glittery bronzy oil. I really love this one, and I will be featuring this in a favourite soon because I've used it a few times and it's so nice. It doesn't feel very oily, it sort of dries very quickly into like a dry oil sort of texture, but it leaves the most amazing, beautiful shimmer. I love to use it like down my arms or in the décolleté area. I think this one will be a real winner for summer. And yeah, I really love it. I think it looks really nice, especially when you're kind of showing off your collarbones. You can use it as sort of a liquid highlighter, to be honest. But yeah, it's really nice, and you can sort of spread it, and it doesn't look too glittery, like you don't look like a disco ball. It just kind of illuminates in the right places. Next up, I have this chamomile water. Again, I featured this in my cleansing routine video. I've been using this for a long time. I get this from a brand in Spain called Paquita Ors, and basically they do all kind of natural cosmetics. And this one is from chamomile water, and it's basically a toner, but it's also really, really calming and soothing on the skin. So I really like to use this after wearing makeup, because especially this area here on my face, it's really sensitive, and I find that this definitely helps. I next up have this serum, which is a vitalizing serum from CASMARA. I actually got this from my dermatologist in Spain, but I will link it down below if I can find it online. And basically it's a double energy Q10 and keratin serum. And it's supposed to have a lot of kind of hyaluronic acid and vitamin C, and it's supposed to be like lifting and hydrating and brightening. And I've only been using it for about 2 or 3 days. It has broken me out though, so if you have very oily skin, I don't know if this is right for you, but if you have mature skin, it's really amazing, and it has kind of the properties of very kind of high-end skincare, but it has quite a reasonable price. I think it cost me like 40 euros. So that's actually quite reasonable for quite a large size. It has 50 ml. So if you have more mature skin, this one is definitely an amazing hydrating serum. You can use this kind of morning and evening, and you can use it under moisturizer, or you can use it just by itself. But for me, I think it might be a little bit too oily, so it has broken me out. But I'm going to give it a try for a little bit longer and see how I feel about it. Finally here I have my beloved Elnet Satin Extra Strength Hairspray, which I cannot live without. As you know, I backcomb my hair a little bit to get a bit of volume and lift on the top, and I absolutely love this. It's a great hairspray because you can literally just brush it out and your hair's looking perfectly, and it doesn't really dirty my hair, but it still has quite good hold. So I've been using this one for years and I really love it. Okay, moving on to shelf number 2. Here I have this cream, which is an Andina cream. Basically, it's a brand you get in Spain. It's similar to Jolin here in the UK, and it's basically a bleaching cream. I have like very small, faint facial hair around here, and I also use it to kind of bleach my eyebrows and lighten them a little bit so that they kind of match my hair color. I do have to say though, if you bleach your eyebrows, please be warned, do not leave it on for a long time, because I by mistake did that once and I ended up with bright orange eyebrows, which is really not a good look, guys. So but yeah, it's it's very gentle on the skin, and it's basically kind of a powder and a cream, and you sort of mix it up and put it on the screen, leave it on for 15 minutes, and it's really great to kind of bleach any kind of sort of faint facial hair that you might have. Next up are cleansing wipes, and as you can see I have a whole stack of them, but basically my favourite ones are these ones from Johnson's. They're actually extra sensitive baby wipes, they're not actually cleansing wipes, but I really love these because cleansing wipes sometimes break me out. So what I do is first I use my cleanser, my Tolerian cleanser, then I use these, and then I use a foam cleanser, which I'm going to come on to. But basically these ones are really good, really gentle on the skin, and you can use them for so many things other than to clean your face. They are definitely wonderful. Next here I have this serum from Estee Lauder, and this is the Clear Difference Serum. This is the Advanced Blemish Serum, and unfortunately, I mean, I featured this one in my Estee Lauder brand review video. I will link that on the screen now. I don't love this serum. I honestly tried it because they discontinued the Idealist Brightening Serum that I was using, and the lady at the counter told me this one was the most kind of similar dupe. But I have to say, it hasn't really worked for me. It sort of dries out my skin too much. I think it's good for oily skin with a lot of breakouts, but for me, it just dries it up way too much, and my makeup just ends up looking sort of flaky and cakey on top. So I sort of have half the bottle left, and I'm really gutted because it was really pricey and I haven't used it. Next up is this Skin Clay Goddess mask from Charlotte Tilbury. I absolutely love this mask. It's one of my favorite masks. It's basically a clay mask, but it's a really hydrating clay mask, so it doesn't kind of dry me out. I really love it because it sort of clears my skin, but it doesn't leave it feeling stripped. It's still hydrating. It doesn't break me out even more, because some clay masks actually break me out more because they strip my skin so much. So I really love this one, and yeah, I've been having it for a long time, and it's really good, like all Charlotte Tilbury products. And it's one of those masks that I literally use pretty much every week. Next up is this Manoi Polynesian Radiance Oil from The Body Shop. I absolutely love this. I use it sometimes to nourish the ends of my hair. It's really good as a cuticle oil. You can use it on your body. It basically smells absolutely amazing. It has like a really kind of sweet floral smell, which I don't normally like, but actually in this oil it's really nice. It's really great for your hair, and it's amazing as a cuticle oil, so you can use it pretty much for everything. It's a really good one to have, and it's from their World Spa range. I then have a little mini here of the Clarins dry shampoo, which is really handy for when you're traveling. And then next up I have this 8-hour sun cream, which I have spoken about before. Basically this is my sunblock that I use when I'm going to be out in the sun. I don't use this on a daily basis because I think the sunblock that comes with my BB cream is more than enough. But yeah, if I want to be out in the sun, or if I'm going to the beach, then this one is a great one, and I like it because it's kind of nice and small, and because I don't use it on a daily basis, otherwise I find that they kind of linger around in the cupboard for way too long. And then I also have this Hydrophase Intense Mask from La Roche-Posay. It's amazing as a hydrating mask. This was actually purchased on a recommendation of Lisa Eldridge, and like everything she recommends, it's absolutely amazing. It's really hydrating, but at the same time it doesn't make my skin oily. It sort of just quenches the skin, and I really love this one. You leave it on for about 10 minutes and it's great. I use this almost every week because it's really good to hydrate, especially this area. As you probably know from my videos that I've done before, I love masking. It is my favorite thing to do, and I have lots more masks that I'm showing you here, but these are the ones that I use sort of every week. Moving on to the third shelf now, I have a few nail polishes there. To be fair, like half of them are almost dry and I don't know why I don't throw them out. But basically, I don't do my nails at home ever, but I like to have them just in case I need to kind of go over the tip if it chips or something. But basically, I have this, which is one of my favorite ones, which is ballet slippers. I've had it for a long time, although now I'm using the Essie Couture range. Those are much better. I find they last really, really long. So if you want a long-lasting manicure, definitely go for the Essie Couture range. They're really good and the top coat is amazing. And you can actually use the top coat with normal polishes as well. You can get the top coat in Boots and it's a really, really good top coat. So definitely a recommendation for me. I love these kind of creamy, milky, pinky shades. That's something I have similar on my nails right now. But yeah, I have this one and I've had it for a long time, so probably should throw it out. But I then have this small one from L'Oreal, and I like this one in case I'm doing my nails in a dark colour, because if they chip, then you can definitely see this. This one's really nice. It's like a dinky little bottle, and this is in the colour 409. It doesn't really say what colour it is, but it's basically from the L'Oreal range. I then have this one here from OPI, and this one is my first Knock Worst, and I absolutely love this colour. It's like a milky, mauvey colour. I absolutely loved it, and I ordered this one online, but I wore it once and literally it chipped within 1 day. So I'm really disappointed with OPI nail polishes. I've used them a few times before and they always chip really easily, so unfortunately I wouldn't repurchase. I then have a top coat from Sacha Vite. Now that I've discovered the Couture top coat, I don't use this one anymore, but otherwise Sacha Vite was my favourite top coat. I also have here one of these nail buffers, and this one is from Model's Own. I just got this one from Boots and I really love it. It's got like a file on one side, which I don't really use, but then it has like a buffer and a shiny bit here that if you're not putting any polish on your nails, it's really nice to kind of buff them and leave them looking really shiny without any polish. Next up, I have this cream, which is also from Paquita D'Ors, and it's the restorative cream. I guess that would be the translation to English, but basically it's an anti-blemish cream, and I only use this when I'm really breaking out. I don't use it on a daily basis, but it's a good night cream to use when you're breaking out because it literally dries my spots within like 1 or 2 days. Next here I have my Armani Prima moisturizer, and I'm literally running out of this one. There's like peanuts left, nothing left. But this one's really, really good. I love this one. I've been using it for a long time. It's like a balm. It doesn't break me out. It doesn't make my skin greasy or oily, but it does really hydrate and it sits really beautifully under makeup, and it leaves you like with a really beautiful glow. I've spoken about this one before and I really, really love it. Next is this Oskia London mask, and this one is the Renaissance mask, and I have to say this one was quite pricey. I got this from Space NK, and literally I have pretty much the whole thing left. I've used it about 4 or 5 times, but I find that it always breaks me out. It's like a weird thing. It sort of leaves my skin feeling oily, but it's not a hydrating mask. I really loved it, the texture. It's like a gel and it's kind of a cream colour, but when you put it on your skin, it sort of goes into like a white, sort of creamy texture. And I thought it was going to be really good, and it does leave my skin with a glow, but at the same time, like a couple of days after using it, I always break out, so I've stopped using it. But I don't know, guys, let me know if you've tried this one and what you thought about it. Next here I have my solid cleanser for my beauty blender, and I actually use this to clean all my brushes. It's the best soap to clean brushes. It's a really mucky, actually, the packaging, but bear with me, guys, but it's a really, really good soap to clean your brushes. Next here I have this Sephora Sugar Body Scrub, and it looked amazing. I really love the ones from Body Shop, and I'm going to be talking about those in a moment. This one is supposed to be a purifying exfoliant, but it's also meant to leave your skin really nourished. I haven't actually tried it yet, but I will definitely report back when I try this, and it's quite good actually. You get like 400 ml, and it was only like 16 or 15 euros, so actually quite good value for money. Next I have this Satin Sunday Riley Acne Mask, and I've spoken about this in my last favourites video. I absolutely loved this mask. It was really good. It sort of dried my acne, but it didn't dry my skin or strip it completely, but I did notice that within 1 or 2 days my acne had definitely dried up a little bit. Next up is one of my all-time most favourite masks. I know it's said this literally about every mask I've mentioned, but this one definitely is. It's the Dermalogica Gentle Cream Exfoliant. I use this always, every week, underneath like my mask. Before I use another mask, I always use this to kind of exfoliate my skin. It's basically a chemical exfoliant, and I find that the exfoliants that are like physical exfoliants really kind of scratch my skin, and they don't actually leave it, like they actually make me break out more because they strip it and they're too aggressive and they make my skin go red because my skin is really sensitive. But this one is amazing. It's so nice, so gentle on your skin. You leave it on for about 15 minutes like a mask and then just wash it off. And it definitely exfoliates. My skin feels really smooth after using it, but it's not aggressive on the skin. It has lactic and hydroxy acid, and it's basically an exfoliating mask for dramatic skin smoothing. That's what it says on the packaging. Next up is this exfoliant from a brand called Yves Saint Laurent. I don't know if you can get this here in the UK, but I'll try and link it below if you can. This is an actual physical exfoliant and you can actually feel the grains, but I really like this one to exfoliate my lips. I find it too aggressive to use it all over my face, but for my lips where I get a lot of dry skin, this one's really nice because you can really kind of scrub and get in there and get rid of all that dead skin. Next up is this CoverMark Magic Leg. I think that's what it's called. It's basically makeup for your legs. It's actually really thick in texture. I don't know if you can see it there, but it's like a really thick sort of cream. But it's actually really good to cover kind of any scarring or any kind of blemishes that I have on my legs or on my arms. And it's really good because once it sets, it doesn't like transfer onto anything. It just stays put. And it's got really high coverage as well. Next up is this Brow Bar Brow Oil that I mentioned in my last favorites video, and I'm using this every night, and like I said, it definitely makes a difference. I can see like new little hairs growing in my brows, which I'm super excited about, and it's really handy, comes in a roll-on, just kind of roll it over your brows, and I've been using this every night and I'm really, really loving it. Then I have this little serum from The Ordinary, and it's the salicylic acid 2% solution. And I've spoken about this in like previous favorites videos. I really like this. I used to use it as a spot treatment on my blemishes, but I have to say I've gone back to my Dermalogica clearing solution because it's actually better than this. But this one's not bad and it's actually really, really affordable. And finally for this shelf, I have these nose pore strips. I know they don't really do much, but once in a while, I really like to put them over my nose. I get a lot of blackheads on my nose and my chin area, and I find that this really kind of gets rid of a little bit, not everything, but it definitely, you kind of feel that satisfaction of pulling it from your nose and seeing the gunk come out. So I don't use them all the time, but maybe, you know, once every 2-3 months, if I haven't been able to go for a facial, then I will use them. And these ones are just from Boots and they're quite good actually. Finally, moving on to the last shelf, I have a few samples of mouthwash there, which I'm not going to talk to you about, and my contact lenses, which is boring stuff. Then here I have my cleanser, which I'm trying out now. This is the foaming cleanser I was talking about. And I've spoken about this in my favorites video as well. It's the Effaclar Purifying Foaming Gel. It's really nice. It's like a gel. It does foam up a little bit, but it's very slight. It's completely soap-free, and I'm literally breaking out so much lately. And this one has made a big, big difference. I find that my breakouts dry up really quickly, and ever since I've used it, I've stopped breaking out so much. And it's made a difference to my blackheads, so I'm really loving this one. I use it with my Clarisonic device, and yeah, I really love it. Behind it, I've got this little tool from Scholl, and basically this is a foot buffer. You use it to like get rid of like the dry skin on your feet, and basically you just turn it on and this just rolls by itself. But I have to say, I used it for a while, but it's just really slow. I actually prefer using like the manual ones because you can literally get in there and scrub it out in like a couple of minutes, whereas this takes forever. But if you're lazy, then this one's a good option. Moving on to my favourite all-time body scrub. This is the Mediterranean Sea Salt Scrub by The Body Shop. I've spoken about this like a million times. I love that it's such a huge tub. Even though it's still like quite pricey, I think it's like £20 and it doesn't last that long. But I really love it. I always use it once a week. It's super hydrating. It has like big granules in there, so you can really feel it scrubbing your skin and polishing it. But at the same time, it's got like shea butter, so it leaves your skin super, super hydrated, and you don't feel like that your skin's kind of pulling or tight after you've exfoliated. So I really love to use this in the shower. I use it on dry skin, and then I sort of shower normally, and it leaves my skin beautiful and glowing and really, really moisturized. Up here I have a hair serum that I use just on the ends of my hair when washing my hair at home. And it's the Miraculous Recovery Frizz Ease Serum by John Frieda. Nothing too fancy, but I find that it works and it leaves my ends looking a little bit more moisturized and nourished. So I just use like a little dollop of it and just put it through the ends of my hair. If you want to see my hair routine, I will link a video that I did here on the screen now. Moving on to the next item, this is my Clarins Blue Orchid Oil. Don't ask why I still keep it in the box, which is literally mucky by now, but this is my favourite skincare item for my evening routine. I absolutely love it. It's a special oil for dehydrated skin, and it comes with like a pipette. I absolutely love this. I rub this in between my hands and then just apply it all over my face. I don't use it every night because I find that's a bit too much for my skin, but I use it sort of alternative nights, and it's really good. It's left my skin really beautiful. When I put it on in the morning, my skin just has a beautiful glow. It actually works to kind of dry out my blemishes. I never thought I would say this from an oil, but I find that when I use this, my blemishes sort of decrease. I don't know, they get hydrated and they just look better. And it's really helped with the flakiness around this area on my skin. It's great for sensitive skin, so I absolutely love this one. Behind this, I've got a couple of samples from the Philip Kingsley Elasticizer Mask. I used to love this one and I use it religiously every week. But to be fair, I find it a little bit too much of a faff to have to wet my hair, leave it on for a couple of hours and then wash my hair because I hate having wet hair. So I've actually stopped using it so much, but it's actually a really great mask if you want to kind of recover your hair. My hair's in a much better condition now, so I find I don't need it as much. But when it was in a really bad condition, this definitely really helped. Next up are these two serums from Clarins, and I love these. I've mentioned them in lots of videos before. Basically, they are the serums I use in my morning skincare routine, and there's a little massage that goes with it to kind of depuff your face. They're basically depuffing serums. They are for your contours, and basically one's for the eyes and one's for the face, and you sort of need to press it into your face, doing like a little massage so that it sort of drains all the lymph glands around here and it really depuffs your face, especially in the bottom area. It's all on my skincare routine video, so go check that out if you want to see the little massage I do with these, but I love these and I use them religiously every day. Next up is this luminizing charcoal mask from Mask Bar, which I love. The only thing is it comes like in a sachet, and getting it out of it is really difficult because you can't get all the product out, but it's actually really good at clarifying your blackheads, but it still doesn't break me out, doesn't strip me too much. So if you want a good charcoal mask, I would definitely recommend it, although it is a bit of a faff to get out. Finally, I have my beauty blenders up there, and these Invisi Bobbles that I got, you can get them in Boots. I got them in Sephora, I think, when I was out in Dubai. They're amazing. I really love these. They don't pull at your hair. My hair is really heavy, so I find that when I tie my hair up in a ponytail, sometimes it kind of drags it down and gives me a really bad headache. But these ones are really good because they don't kind of tug or pull on your hair, so they're amazing. Okay, so this is the other cabinet I have in my bathroom, and we actually purchased this entire furniture. I'll talk about it in my home tour. Basically, we got this because I didn't have enough space to store my stuff in the large cabinet that I showed you earlier. So here I have mostly hair care stuff, but we're going to go through it. Basically, in this top shelf, I have like my hairdryer, my hairbrushes, and a few sort of spare cotton pads here that I have in case I run out. But basically I bought this like kind of baskety thing, and this has like 3 compartments, and it's really good to kind of help keep things in place. My hairbrushes kind of fit really nicely in this compartment, then my hairdryer fits in this one, and then I have this one for sort of spare stuff, but this sort of keeps the shelf organized and it stops from things sort of falling over everywhere. I also have in this shelf this mask, which is a hand nourishing mask from, I actually got this from Marcella's, but it's from a brand called Iroha. You can get this in a lot of places. I will link it down below because it's really, really good if you have dry hands, so I thought I'd let you know about it. And then in this bottom shelf, I have mostly like shampoos and stuff like that. Firstly, I have this product, which is the Repair Rescue, which I've mentioned in my hair care routine video, and this is absolutely amazing, especially if you have coloured hair. It's basically like a little serum you put on your hair after you've washed it. I only put it on like mid-lengths and ends, and it's really good to repair damaged ends. It stops them from splitting, and I've been using it for a while. It was recommended to me by the lovely JASMINA, who colours my hair, and honestly, it's really, really good, and it has a wonderful smell. Also here I have this Neutrogena shampoo, and actually I get this from Spain. It's from the brand Isden, but I'll see if you can get it online. It's super, super good. I basically have seborrheic dermatitis on my scalp, which is basically a condition that makes your skin flake off. It actually bleeds sometimes because it sort of cracks, and this is amazing. I use this once a week and it's honestly helped my scalp so much. There is a UK version which is called, I think, Nizoral, which is what I was using, but I have to say this one is much, much better. I also have here my Joico Blue shampoo, which I use to sort of tone my hair. I always use like 1 shampoo with this or 2 shampoos with this and then 1 of these at the end. I leave it on for a couple of minutes, and it's honestly helped me maintain my colour so well. I really love it. It doesn't make your hair kind of go too kind of toned, but it stops it from going brassy, especially designed for people with dark hair that have it lightened, and it's really amazing. Next up, my Keratin Thermique. I've spoken about this so many times. It's basically a heat protectant, but it also kind of helps your hair, stops it from defrizzing and keeps it really nice and smooth. I don't use this all the time, but if I'm going to like a humid climate, I definitely make sure I put this on my hair. I use it only on the kind of mid-lengths and ends again. Use it on kind of washed hair, and it's really good. It doesn't weigh your hair down and doesn't make it kind of greasy or oily, but really kind of keeps it from frizzing up. Next up is this shampoo that I have from Matrix Biolage, and it is a color shampoo. It actually doesn't wash as much, like it's not as intense as these kind of shampoos, which are like clarifying shampoos, but it's really good. It helps maintain your color, and if I'm doing a wash kind of maybe a couple of days after I've initially washed it, I normally wash it twice a week, but if I need to wash it kind of in between for any reason, this one's really good because it's very light and it's really, really good with your color. Another product for hair, I have my Living Proof Restore Mask Treatment, and I use this on a weekly basis, always on the mid-length and ends on washed hair before I actually rinse it out for the final time, and it's amazing. I've been using this for a long time. This I think is my third one. I get it at Space NK, and it's so good. It really kind of keeps my hair nourished, and it stopped my ends from getting kind of really, really dehydrated given that they're quite bleached. I also have this Olaplex Hair Perfector in number 3. This is a product to maintain your Olaplex treatment. I normally get an Olaplex treatment done at the salon sort of once a month, but to keep this kind of maintained at home, I use this. You basically have to put it on like damp hair before you wash your hair, leave it on for about half an hour. If you can, leave it on for longer and then sort of wash your hair. I have to say I struggle to remember to do this every week, but whenever I do, I definitely put it on, and I can definitely notice the difference when I use it. Next up is this sponge that I spoke about in my favorites. It's the Conjac sponge from Better. I actually saw that you can get these at a few places online, and you can also get them at Whole Foods. It's amazing. Like I said, it buffs your body, but it's not kind of aggressive with your skin. It's really, really soft, but it really exfoliates and it leaves your skin super, super, super smooth. So I really love this one. And I also have another new sponge in here, which is the Calypso Energy Peeling Mask. And this one's kind of a rough exfoliating mask on one side and then sort of a normal sponge on the other side. I've been using these for a long time. I love to exfoliate with this at least once a week. After I've done like my physical exfoliant from the Body Shop, I use this to kind of further exfoliate. And if I use both of them, my skin is honestly super smooth. And this really helps with like ingrown hairs. I'm not sure if I would be able to replace this one with this one now that I'm using this on a daily basis, but we'll see. Next, another hair product, and it's this CC cream from Kerastase, and this is a great mask for when you're going to the beach. I don't really use this in the winter, but it's basically a color protectant, and it's really good when you're going to get a lot of sun on your hair. I leave it in when I'm going to the beach, and then I sort of wash my hair when I come back home, and it leaves my hair super smooth and really well protected from the sun. Next is my overnight clearing gel from Dermalogica. I don't know why this is here and not in my other cupboard, but basically, if you don't know about this, it's honestly a miracle treatment if you're acne prone. I basically use it as a spot treatment over any areas where I have blemishes. You can use it over all your face, but I find it's a little bit too drying on my sensitive areas. But it's basically amazing. You put this on your spots and within a couple of days, they're literally dry. Next is this Ellen Sil moisturizer, and this is basically a anti-cellulite cream. I've spoken about this in my favorites. I really love this. It smells amazing, and it's a really kind of really nice thin textured cream that you can really easily massage. I use it on like my thighs and my tummy area, and it's really good. I have noticed a difference. I use it sort of every day, but sometimes I do have to admit I forget. You need to use it once a day and use it in kind of circular motion, sort of pushing upwards, and yeah, it's really good. Next is this cream, which is a moisturizer, and it's the one from Paquita D'Ors, and it's one again from a natural plant. It's a really good moisturizer, especially if you have sort of oily skin, because it doesn't kind of, it hydrates, but it doesn't make your skin oily. But I have to say, since I started using the Armani Prima Balm, I sort of have forgotten about this one because that one's much better. Next is my moisturizer. I use this on a daily basis. It's the Derma Spa from Dove, and it's a really nice body lotion which has a little bit of color to it. It's sort of meant to be like a gradual tan. To be fair, I don't notice much of a difference, but I really love how moisturizing it leaves my skin feel, and it also really absorbs very, very quickly, so I really like this, and it doesn't sort of patch around your knees or anything because the tinting is very, very light. So I love this one, and I use it sort of winter and summer, although it's meant to be more of a summer product. Next here I have my Venus Razor, and I absolutely love this one for my legs and my underarms. It's really, really good. I've been using these for years and I sort of just keep replacing them, but they're amazing. I then have a sample here of the Moroccan hair oil, and I haven't actually tried this one out, but do let me know in the comments below if you guys have tried it out and what you think of it. Next, my contact lens solution, not much to say about this. And then I have here this little sort of exfoliant for your feet. It's basically like the shoal thing I showed you earlier, but this is actually in like a manual format. It's like a little stone and you just rub it on the back of your feet, and I have to say that it leaves it super smooth. It's really cheap, it's like £1 or £2, and it's much more effective than the shoal device. Next I have here this hair growth inhibitor spray. You're meant to spray this on whenever you kind of wax or shave, and it's meant to kind of stop your hair from growing back so quickly. It's from Skin Doctors. I have to say I've used it a few times and it hasn't made a huge difference, so it's sort of a redundant product, but I don't know, maybe I'm not using it enough. I sort of spray it on once I've waxed and then I sort of forget about it, but it hasn't made a huge difference, to be honest, and it was meant to be good for like ingrown hairs, but again, I haven't seen much of a difference with it. Next here I have this hair removal cream from Vichy. I cannot use the Veet ones to remove my hair. I use this for like a little bit of hair I have at the bottom of my back. It's really good, really gentle with the skin. I can't use the Veet ones because they actually break me out and I get rashes. So this one's really nice on like sensitive skin, and I've been using it for years. Another hair product, I have this eyelash conditioner, and this one goes together with the shampoo. It's really good, conditions your hair, although now I hardly use conditioner because I always use a mask when I wash my hair, but it's pretty good and really good for hair color. Next I have this daily conditioner as well from Frizzies from John Frieda, and it's really good if you want to keep your hair defrizzed, but like I said, I normally use a hair mask now. And I don't use this that much, but if you want to keep your hair defrizzed and you want a conditioner, this one is really, really good and pretty affordable as well. And finally, this bronzer, this is from Bioterm. I don't know if you can get this in the UK, but basically this is like a gel bronzer, and I have to say that with a couple of applications you get quite an intense color. It's not kind of patchy, but it does kind of fade off patchy, so I'm not a huge fan of self-tanner, but I did use it once and it's not bad, but I'm just not a huge fan of self-tanner in general. The smell is sort of, okay, a little bit biscuity, but nothing too crazy. Okay, and that's everything from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed going through my bathroom cabinets with me and finding out what I really love. A lot of these products you'd already heard about, but I thought it would be interesting for me to kind of review everything that I use on a regular basis. So please do let me know in the comments below what other videos you would like to see from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!